Hey, what is up guys, GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Brown Dust 2 video. So if you guys are not aware, they have added this ability right now. Now you can zoom in on your character if you guys are not wondering, right? You can click on that button right there. And then you can basically, I guess on PC you just use your scroll mouse button. But I guess if you're on mobile, basically you just pinch to zoom and stuff. And then you just apply by clicking this button right here. And that's going to be the stuff. You can basically customize every single L to D. And I thought that's probably why the update today basically is like, was it 4 GB or 5 GB, right? It's quite big. Definitely one of the bigger updates. With that being said, let's talk about the Powder of Hope and of course the characters that you should basically try to obtain from this particular one. So let's jump into it. Let's talk about a couple of things. First things first, Olstein, should you get this guy? Now this is going to be something that I feel like a lot of people, a lot of players underestimate Olstein. Now in my opinion, you should get Olstein Sage of Blue Clouds if you are an endgame player. Now let me explain why. The thing is, Olstein is more like a, I guess he's more like a budget Celia. Alright, if you are using Celia, Celia's purpose is there to basically do high chain for you, right? You can set it up with Bunny Celia, go in afterwards. But Olstein is going to be the second option. If you're trying to, like for endgame players, you need 3 teams. If you're trying to beat the higher Fin Hunter level 11 and above, that's where Olstein comes in. You can see attack the enemy 7 times. This particular costume will be able to give you that. Now, the truth is at +3 and above, you probably don't really need even more. Now you can see the stopping point right here is going to be +3. Once you get to +3, then this is going to be 1 SP already. And then you don't really need every time, every single dupe that it goes up to is just going to affect this one, right? Where it can debuff the enemy's attack or magic attack, right? So a 62% from 54% and then it goes up to 70%. Now maybe if you use him in PvE a lot, like in Tower or Salvation, maybe that could be useful. But in most regular normal circumstances, you probably can just stop at +3, right? But this is going to be golden thread and we're gonna have plenty of this, so I'm just gonna get that in particular. But you can consider getting the rest of the things as well, right? Depending. Now for the PvP, I believe there's also going to be an update. Now as you can see, Onsen Manager Liberta is right here. Should you get this particular one if you haven't +5 her? Absolutely yes. Liberta, Helena, you have to get these two, alright? This is going to be, they're pretty much staple, one for physical team, one for magic team. If you are getting Liberta, that means she is going to be crucial in terms of your, you know, trying to push your relevancy in a physical team depending on who you're trying to get. For example, right now, if you did pull for Tear, she is going to be very, very strong. Highly recommend you guys to get Liberta for sure, right? So in terms of stopping point, now this is going to be a very interesting one. Now ideally, I feel like you should just get +5 for her because she is, like, if out of every character that's worth it, she's probably the most worth it because she's one of the staple character in the meta, right? For +1, she's going to have the SP reduction. That one is absolutely you must have to get, alright? So for +2, as you can see, the chain is going to basically do more damage, right? +3 is going to same from 90 to 100 to 110 to 120 and then to +5, 130. So it is going to boost your chain damage, right? That is going to be very, very useful. Now you might argue that you don't have a high chain character, and in that case, maybe up to +1 is going to be enough. But I do highly recommend if you can push this further, especially if you're pairing with Wedding Raffetia and of course Luventia. That's going to boost your damage by a ton. So highly recommend you guys to get her. This is going to be, of course she do have 2 costumes. You know, the other one is going to be way better than this particular one, the Onsen Manager. But right now, we only have this particular one right here present, right? So another one, alright, Powder of Hope. So right now we have 4 characters, alright? We got Medical Club TERESSE, we got Descendant of the Great Witch Celia, Shadowed Dream Sonia, Maid Name C Rubia. Now, who should be a priority? Obviously, just like with any game, supporter is going to be the most important one by far. Alright, so if you haven't already maxed your TERESSE, she's probably going to be the most useful one. You want to get as much buffs as you can. So if you have, depending on what is the plus that you have, right? So for her, +1 is going to be extremely crucial to get the 3 SP, but every single plus is going to boost her buff towards your characters, right? So your attack and magic attack. So TERESSE is one of the most flexible supporter in the game. I feel like her priority should be less than Liberta and Helena because those two are more specialized in terms of, you know, for physical team and magic team, whereas TERESSE just fits either one, right? So she has the ability to boost both attack and magic attack. Very, very good in that particular case. And you can see +3, this healing is sometimes going to be needed, especially in high level Fiend Hunter, where the enemy is gonna, you know, just straight up be able to hit you, right? So you just can't dodge that. And then going into further, you can see 100% and then 120%. That's going to be very, very needed, very, very crucial. Now the truth is, right, if you have to pick one, definitely go with TERESSE. Now if you want to get SONYA, alright, which I think she's going to be one of the decent characters as well, she is pretty much going to compete with Celia in the second priority. So I do think that TERESSE is top priority. Second priority is either Celia or SONYA. Third priority is going to be Rubia. Rubia is strong. She's going to be much more of an evasion costume, but you can probably get away with not having this. There's a few other options as well. For example, like Justia Pool Party, right? There's going to be other characters that can do what she do, but in this particular case, you gotta ask yourself, Celia versus SONYA, who is going to get more usage? Probably Celia for now. You're probably going to use Celia more often. Now this Celia, this particular costume shines if you have the bunny one, right? The bunny one, depending on what plus you have, but you can see if you have the bunny one is this one. If you have this one as +5, right? You ideally want to max it. This one is still going to be, actually these two is probably going to be more important. If your bunny Celia is only +1, right? You're probably going to cycle between this and then go to this one. You're not going to have the chance to do this because if your this is +1, right? You only get it up for 4 turns, right? So use it and then you're going to cycle to this one. But if you go to +5, then you can get it for 6 turns. Then you can cycle between the other two. But ideally, Celia is someone that you want to consider investing if you are looking to tackle just general Fiend Hunter and of course guild raid stuff, right? She's going to be very, very useful in that particular situation. I think you're not going to go wrong with Celia. SONYA is still a little bit too early to tell. Right now, it seems like she's probably going to lean towards being a little bit more niche, right? Like she's going to be used sometimes in terms of, I think the restriction right here is going to be the ability to apply the chain, 6 chain or more, and also the tile range. She doesn't have the 3x3 tile. So that's going to be somewhat of the restriction for now. But other than that, right, that's just going to be how it is with this particular, you know, characters as a whole. I think Celia probably is a little bit higher priority than SONYA. Right now, I feel like in the future, there's a chance that SONYA is going to get a second costume. Once that comes, then maybe that's going to be how it is. Celia is already a complete character, right? Celia and TERESSE, these two are already complete. Probably she has 3 costume. TERESSE has 3 costume. I thought they're gonna have more. Maybe they can add 1 or 2 more, right? Just for the lols, right? But SONYA, most likely she will have 1 or 2 more in the future, depending. So right now she has 1 turn that she just is not going to do anything, which is a little bit weird for the time being. But we gotta wait for the time being. Wait for that complete version so that we can see how strong she is, right? It's her kit is incomplete, so that's just going to be how it is. So Celia is going to be someone that you want to consider, unless probably they're going to rerun the bunny Celia. I was about to say, if you don't have bunny Celia, you can wait a little bit. Usually during the Christmas, they will try to rerun that particular one. So practically, priority 1, 2, 3, 4. That's just going to be how it is. With that being said, that's going to be it for this particular video. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Give this video a like. Going to be a little bit of a busy week, alright, with TGS happening this week. Plenty of stuff to catch up to. But hey, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.